I feel like I should state a disclaimer at the beginning of this reading. Even though it's not in support of the Klan, it shows prejudice in other ways. But I think it's a good article for demonstrating the nuance of the issue of the Klan in the 1920s. Many people who didn't support the Klan's methods or much of its message still had nativist leanings, as this article does. This is not a deliberate statement on the modern day, even though there are definitely some parallels, and certainly doesn't reflect my own views. This is a primary source with its own prejudices rooted in its own time. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the article. KKK. The Outlook. January 9th, 1924. No one who knows the Outlook needs to be told that it is not impressed by mummeries, that it does not consider masked night riders as normal agents of civilization, that it regards as a menace any form of invisible government, and that it wishes to bear its part in joining with all good Americans in opposing racial or religious prejudice. At least, we should not have supposed that no one who knew the Outlook needed to be told that, if it were not for Judge Steele's letter. So, to make matters perfectly clear, we say it here explicitly. 2 years ago, when the Ku Klux Klan in its modern form came to public notice, it did not, as we said at the time, seem to be a great or serious menace. In fact, its obviously absurd nomenclature was alone enough to make serious discussion of it difficult. Attempts to parody Klan language and Klan custom were scarcely, if at all, more amusing than Klan language and custom themselves. For 2 years, however, the Ku Klux Klan has been growing rapidly in membership and in power. The very fact that it has been hard for many people to take it seriously has deprived opposition to it of much of its vigor. No one apparently knows what its total membership is now, but estimates, which seem not extravagant, place it in the neighborhood of 3 million. If this number is near the truth, the Ku Klux Klan constitutes an army half again as large as that which the United States sent to France. The Ku Klux Klan has appeared in power in states as widely separated as Texas and Oregon. It is a political power in such populous and important states as Indiana and Ohio. Those who have despised it can afford to despise it no longer. They may hate it, they may fear it, but they cannot treat it safely with contempt. It is because the Ku Klux Klan had become a serious factor, not only locally, but nationally, that we asked Stanley Frost to make a study of the organization, and to report his findings in the articles which are now in the course of publication in the Outlook. We did not commission him either to defend or to attack the Klan. We commissioned him to ascertain the facts and report them. He has reported alike facts which seem to be in favor of the Klan and facts which seem to be against it. He has reported its strength and its weakness. Wherever it seemed to have served a useful purpose, he has been as ready to tell what it has done as where it has proved to be a menace. Mere indignation and denunciation will not serve those who wish to restrain or destroy an organization of this sort. In order to deal with its undoubted dangers, Americans must know something of its purposes, its methods, and the extent of its success, and must understand the circumstances which have not only called it into being, but given it its power. As we said in introducing Mr. Frost's articles, not only for those who wish to defend the Klan, but for those who wish to fight it, the only ammunition that will serve consists of facts. By presenting these facts to our readers, we believe we are doing them the greatest service we can render in respect to the Klan. Upon these facts, each reader can base his own opinion. But we believe that there are certain points which our readers should bear in mind as they read Mr. Frost's articles. In the first place, no movement of this sort can arise without a cause. It is not within the power of any man or group of men to foist an organization of the Klan's dimensions upon the public. The Ku Klux Klan has spread in response to a demand on the part of a large proportion of Americans for some expression and protest against alien influence. The same phenomenon appeared in Italy. There, an alien influence had started to break down the nation. It had disintegrated industry. It had paralyzed government. It was non-Italian, for it was destroying the power and morale of the Italian people. Whether we like the fascisti or not, we must recognize that their rise into power was in response to a need which no one else was ready to fill. The result is that Italy has again become Italian. There is likewise a disintegrating force in America, or rather, there are disintegrating forces. We have been importing not only alien persons, but alien ideas. Many of the very people who come to this country because it is great and rich and strong and free have done their utmost to belittle all that has made it such, and some of these have agitated and organized to destroy the institutions on which the present strength and freedom of America rest. It is because the Ku Klux Klan has been the only organization that has given nationwide expression to the protest against these disintegrating forces that it has gained its power. The American Legion might have led, but it has thrown away its opportunity by seeking a bonus for its members. Political leaders might have made an issue of it, but they have been prevented by their fears or the fears of their followers. Condemnation of the Klan, no matter how well deserved, will not check its growth until something better and saner will meet the need which it has undertaken to supply. In the second place, whatever its service, the Klan is essentially a dangerous organization for any civilized community. Whether it is lawless or not, and that at present is at least debatable, it is so organized as to be useful for lawless purposes, with a minimum of danger to itself. As Mr. Frost pointed out in his last article, it can strike in the dark and leave no clue. There have been times in America when the only method for securing order was that of the Vigilance Committee. It is unfortunately true that in some regions today, where hijackers and bootleggers flourish, lawless criminals seem to create a supply for equally lawless suppression. The cure for lawlessness, however, is not through more lawlessness, but through the development of public opinion upholding the law. Those who wish to see the Ku Klux Klan destroyed had better put themselves to work in restraining the evils which the Ku Klux Klan professes to avert or to check. A masked organization whose very membership is a secret ought not to be tolerated in America. In the third place, whatever provocation there has been for protest against the alien spirit in America, there can be no permanent place in this land for any organization that judges men by race or religion. The greatest weakness of the Ku Klux Klan lies in the fact that in its very attempts to preserve the American spirit, it denies it. To put all Jews in one class because some Jews have corrupted the theater and the moving picture industry, to denounce all Roman Catholics because the Catholic Church has exercised such political power in New York as it did when it broke John Purroy Mitchell because, for the sake of orphan wards of the city, he defied the hierarchy, to ban all Negroes because some Negroes are disorderly or ignorant or arrogant, is to make sport of the very institutions and ideals which the Klan professes to uphold.